by the science guy. Bill by the science guy. Bill by the science guy.
Science rules.
Bill by the science guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill by the science guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill by the science guy. Bill by the science guy.
Inertia.
Bill by the science guy. Bill by the science guy. Bill by the science guy.
All right, welcome back to the the Magic Guy show. I'm your host, Sean, and tonight we're going to be playing some Pauper. It's been a long time since we played Pauper, but I'm excited. And by long time, I mean last stream. That's right, we were in the midst of a league. And we were actually doing pretty good in that league. We were one match in, and we're 1-0. And tonight, I don't have time for more than a couple of games. And I hate to say that, guys. I know. But I'm here. And I got some more new stuff rolling out the pipeline, so to speak, soon. One of the things we're doing is we're bringing back the charities. Yeah, definitely pull up a link, and I will take a look. I feel as though I should know what this thing is, but I don't. The People's Supper. All right, what and why? So, nonprofit. So, we're feeding people. That's really cool. I like this. So, we're feeding the homeless. We're feeding... Or it's just, we're just trying to talk to people. Ooh. Whoa, Nick with the tier 3 subscription! I'm tired. That's all you got. That's all you get from me tonight. That's cool. This is really cool. Check out if you want to look and understand better what Puddin is doing. This is cool. It is not politically affiliated, so I'm with that. I'm into that. Too often those kinds of things are political. I'm glad that they say, hey, we're not political, by the way. By the way, BrewSpytheMagicGuy channel, not political. Believe it or not. Nope, no desire. No desire. Let's see. We keep this hand, right? 2 early spells and a talisman. I think you keep this. Tier 3 hype indeed. Nick, thank you so much. It was really fun reaching out to you on Steam the other day and talking with you a little bit. That did my heart good. So let's lead on the Kabir Crossroads since we're... Oh, crap, that was a mistake. I should have led on the Barons. Oh, God. We're not going to have black forever now. We're not going to have black mana forever. Forever, we will not have black mana. It's okay. It's Pauper. We're fine. We're fine. He went Evolving Wild. It's okay. It's okay. It's just right here if I'd played Scoured... If I'd led on the Scoured Barons, this is fine. This is a fine play if I'm like trying to maximize like the amount of life gain we're getting, but that was bad. All right, the goal is to bring people. Okay. Different backgrounds to. Okay, I could get into that. That sounds like a good cause. Preordain. So I have a sneaking suspicion my opponent is on a very scary deck. They are on a scary deck indeed. So let's dress. He's playing the combo deck for sure. Oh yes, he is. He does not have it yet. We should take the Ponder. Well, no, he's got a fetch land for this Brainstorm, so we will take the Brainstorm. But I was right. He is playing a scary deck. So we can still Knight's Whisper this turn. I'll discard a card, but that's okay. Or no, I won't. I'll go up to 7. Guardians. Oh, their deck has got to be a not so good matchup for us. He's playing Inside Out combo. If you're not familiar with what combo I'm referring to, he is playing Inside Out. Things are. Oh, of course, we take the Brainstorm and you draw one. Course. But thank you so much, Nick. I noticed you didn't say anything in the chat, but Nick, seriously, my heart goes out to you. Well, regardless of any sort of donation or subscription, but still, I very much appreciate the continued support. For those of you that don't know, Lil Corn has been with the show for a long time, and that does not go notice, I very much appreciate it. We could just slam Guardian. Doesn't have a counterspell again. Whoa, gain the life first. I just want you guys to have a clear picture of what's in our opponent's hand. Guardian. Don't daze me, bro. Don't daze me. It's actually pretty... Maybe I shouldn't just slam this right here. By the way, if you're newish to Pauper or what's been going on in Pauper, this is kind of like a bad true name nemesis. Protection from monocolored. There are a few things in the format that will kill Guardian of the Guild Pack, but they're so few and far between that he basically doesn't die in this format. So many of the playable commons in this format are not multicolored. And the threats are... Oh god, we're dead. That is the Tireless Tribe. Well, actually, it's not as scary as it seems. So first we're going to bog the opponent. So that's going to turn off the circular logic. This is a very powerful counterspell, though. Just because there's not a ton of graveyard hate in this format. So he has the Shadow Rifts, so there's no reason we shouldn't attack. And if we time it right, we can kill this guy if we're patient. If he just goes for it. End step Shadow Rift. Okay. He's digging for the other piece of the combo. Honestly, Echoing and Disfigure. It's actually Echoing Decay. It's the black Echoing spell. Echoing Decay is actually quite good in this format. There's a lot of spots where this can be a 2-for-1, just because of how the format is built. Good. This is good against the tokens decks in the format. So it's kind of neat. Some of the unique spells that are really powerful in Pauper just don't see play anywhere else. I've been considering getting you guys and maybe myself into Penny Dreadful as well. You know, with all the I don't want to say something silly like big money, you know, but there's a lot of that's fine. There's a lot of you know, there's a lot of people, let me flip it into the positive. There's a lot of players out there interested in budget Magic. Pauper is budget. I think this was 36, maybe 37 tickets. This whole deck with sideboard. 35 to 37 tickets. I mean, it's not a very expensive format to get into, which I think is kind of cool. Like, you can be playing with Brainstorm and yet it's not an arm and a leg. You know, if you want to play Brainstorm as a format for that. Yeah, Pauper is certainly a Brainstorm format. Let's see. So if he circulars the Talisman, I don't have both Decay and Disfigure. Awkwardly enough, right? Because we have 5 potential of 6 mana. But if I tap 3 of it to play Talisman, no, we still have enough mana as long as I don't play a tapped land. Yeah, as long as I don't play a tapped land, we still got it. No, you're fine, Kamikaze. That's the most commonly played Echoing spell, so it would make sense that you're thinking of that. But yeah, it's a sweet, sweet spell. And there's lots of interesting spells that I think are sweet, but just don't see play anywhere else but something like Penny Dreadful or Pauper. Jig's up, now he knows. By the way, Gitaxian Probe, not banned in Pauper, banned in Legacy. This card is ridiculous. You guys all remember Probe. Probe, by the way, this card was a mistake. clearly a mistake. What were they thinking? Can you imagine if Probe was still legal in Modern, what Modern would look like right now because it's so hyper-aggressive? Phoenix would love this card, for example. What a mess. Oh, are we going for it this time? Nope. Okay, good. We didn't die. Gain a life. Alright. Crossroads. Get in there. But yeah, I've got some new stuff rolling out in hopefully at the longest a week. I got some cool stuff coming down the pipeline for you guys. I can't say anything else about it. That's as much as you guys are going to get to know at this point. But as far as cool things we're doing, actually, it's right below my head right now is the Children's Miracle. Oh, there it's gone. The Children's Miracle Hospital Network. The way that I set up the charity this time, for those of you that don't know, we occasionally do charity on this stream. The way that the charity is, I didn't know you could actually do this, and I would have done that last time because I always would just pick a local hospital. But, ooh, okay. But he already inside out, so we actually can still kill the Tireless Tribe because this, as confusing as this might be to somebody who hasn't seen the combo yet, so he's only improving the attack power of the tribe. Now he's got 4 cards in his hand still, so it's not inconceivable that he doesn't have, double counterspell here. It's very possible that he has double counterspell here. So there's a circular logic. Yep. Nope. We can try to disfigure it. I guess he did have double counterspell. I mean, their deck is designed to do that, though. That's unfortunate. All right. But this match should get better post-board. We should be able to do it post-board. So definitely we want Unmake instead of some of these other removal spells. Not that they're bad. I mean, these all work. The ones that don't work very well are going to be these ones. They just don't line up. Like, I need a hard removal. If we had some of these more hard removal spells, these 7, certainly we could have won. Pestilence is just a win condition. I don't think I want that many. It is technically, like, our deck does take a while to close. Let's run the Castigate. Let's run. Unfortunately, I don't have Circle of Protection white. I guess the builder of this. By the way, I didn't build this list. This was borrowed. I actually have the name of the original deck builder in the list. Amoris27 was working on this list. Had some minor success with it, and I thought this would be kind of a cool deck to play. So we need 2 more cuts. Echoing Decay falls into the similar category as these. Like, yes, we had 2 removal spells, but they were removal spells that their deck plays through relatively easily. These are the removal spells that really matter. These are going to be very important cards for this matchup. And we're going to need to use our plethora of hand disruption to kind of make those cards happen. We could cut like a Pristine. I could also see us cutting a Pestilence. Let's cut a Pristine and submit. Yeah, I'll cut Talisman quite a bit down to. I usually don't go below 2 Talismans, but I've seen, we'll usually cut, depending on the matchup, we'll cut maybe 1 Talisman. All right. Just want to make sure this hand will work. So it's a little awkward with the double Basilica. So we're going to get to go Fountain, Bomb, Pass, Basilica. This might be too slow, but I'm hoping it works. There's usually quite a bit of setup involved with what they're doing. And so much of our mana base is life gain lands. I don't know if you noticed that, but that's on purpose. This deck just wouldn't function as 3 colors. There's some mid-range control in this format. Like, for example, Grixis control is a thing in this format. But, I mean, certainly with all these, life gain lands, like Kabira and Radiant, I mean, we're not pulling off more than 2 colors. Yeah, I wonder. That's the thing. I almost wonder, because I always find us going down to 3 or 2 Talismans. I wonder if. Let me open a new copy. I wonder if the deck is only supposed to have 3. Does that make sense? I know they're good in multiples, but that doesn't mean it needs to be a 4 of, right? Like if we're constantly cutting, I mean, the only matchup I can think of where I love having the 4th Talisman is Burn. I mean, maybe that's why it exists. Also, I just crashed my moto, didn't I? think I just crashed Magic Online again. I don't know why it's been crashing recently when I play Pauper. I don't know. I think yeah, it's crashing. Okay. We'll reboot. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why it's been crashing when I play Pauper lately. It did this last stream too. It's like we play modern, it's fine. I wonder what they did to Pauper to make it not like us. It'll take us a sec to get back in, don't worry. It's just frustrating. Just frustrating. But yeah, I guess while we're booting up, I can talk about the charity again. So it's a cool little charity. The money goes to help. So there's a network of children's hospitals. That's why it's called the Children's Hospital Network. We've done it a couple times before, at least 2 or 3 times before. I like the charity. I like what they stand for. So I wanted to run it again. I mean, you know, it's funny, like, rewind when we started the stream, the problem was money, you know, because I was in college. That makes perfect sense. And now, here we go. And now that I'm out in the real world and I'm working, money's not so much the problem anymore. Now it's time, right? Like, you're in college, you're in school, you're growing up, you have so much time, you don't know what to do with it. And then you get out of college and you get a job, and then now you have the money, but you don't have the time. So that's kind of why I'm restructuring some things. We're going to be talking about some of the stuff I got coming down the pipeline. Some of what I'm applying to the other creative pursuit of my life. For those of you that don't know, I am a podcaster as well. Some of the stuff that's worked well for that format of creative outlet, I want to. Oh boy! And yet we have the radiant fountain. Oh boy. To make a long story short, some of the stuff that's been successful in that project, I want to, not that I'm turning this into a podcast, like I still like streaming. That's not what I mean. Relax. But I'm just saying some of the stuff that works there as far as the promotion, etc. Maybe promotion is the wrong word, but there's some stuff that we're using on the podcast that I'm considering using for the stream. Pauper's cursed. Yeah. Well, you know, all the money is going into Arena now, so. Moto is a wooden ship, and they're I almost said the Titanic, but, you know, I know they don't want their baby to sink. I've had a few people reach out to me that they're hoping that I do stuff with, oh man. What a mess. What do we do? I guess we go fountain. Am I just going to go duress here? That seems so weak for me to just duress here. I don't want a Knight's Whisper, though. I guess I am just duressing with Spell Pierce mana. Disenchant, Ponder, Tireless Rift. So we could take the piece. We could take the combo piece. He does technically need Shadow Rift, especially if I... But I also just kind of like taking the cantrip. I don't really care about the disenchant. Probably take the cantrip. Because he needs to find the other piece to the combo. But yeah, I'm excited to roll that out. You know, like other little things like the merch campaign didn't work. You know, I tried a few different things. But again, like, money isn't so much the issue anymore. It's more like time. You know, time to actually sit down and nail out 2 to 3 streams a week is not easy at the moment. We know he has another Tireless tribe, so I could see him letting this go. Okay. Yeah, but now he can't pay for the circular logic. Oh no, he can. But now his hand is emptied. So play the Basilica, return the Fountain. Now we have Unmake mana, thank goodness. But he should have to do a little bit of rebuilding over there. Yep, second tribe. I mean, they do care about Pestilence. He's got a disenchant in his hand. So you probably just want to Whisper. No, I really want the Castigate to resolve. Now, if I Castigate, it means I can't unmake. So he's got literal nothing over there, just a couple of lands. Well, in their, I mean, their deck, even lands mean something. But doing okay. We're going to hopefully get to the point where I can sit on the unmake. If anything, I should start sitting on the unmake now. Not to sound defeatist, but I would definitely put Inside Out combo on the list of decks this deck that we're playing probably doesn't want to see. You got a rock deck for us to look at, Puddin'? I'll take a peek. Ooze. This looks like rock indeed. Ooh, Gaze of Granite in the sideboard. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm into that. I think that card's sweet. With some of the decks that are in the format, gosh, so many tapped mana sources. My goodness. So if we tap a single colored source here, we lose out on the unmake. If I play Talisman even, we lose it. I think I'm just going to play Scoured Barrens. Because next turn I could play Fountain. Yeah. I mean, unless we're just supposed to Night's Whisper and hope to hit some more interaction, which is very possible that that's what I'm supposed to do. Might be correct that I'm supposed to Night's Whisper here. Oh, I did hit more interaction. And I can cast it because we hit a swamp. Cool. Alright, so there's the Inside Out. We take that. I mean, technically you could take the Blessing. But I mean, this is the card that really matters. Technically, it's counterintuitive for me not to take a protection spell, right? Because, sure, the Inside Out cantrips. Yeah. I mean, you have to think of the Blessing as more or less the equivalent of him having a counterspell, more or less. As far as what we're doing with the Unmake. But the Inside Out, the fact that it cantrips is quite nice. Actually, both of their combo enablers are cantrips, right? Well, Shadow Rift is only important if the opponent has creatures, which I have none at the moment. We'll take the Inside Out. And I'll kick it back. Well, actually, there's no combination of cards that lets him kill us next turn. So actually, I think I'm comfortable just playing out the Talisman here. They're just... Yeah, without that Inside Out, there's just no way he can go from 0 to 60. So go ahead and just take that. No, take the Blessing, try to fizzle the Inside Out. That's fair. That's a fair reason to what, try to hope for the 2-for-1 Kamikaze? That's fair. Oh, Edict is not good here. Edict is not good here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so hang on. What are we working with here? We are working with 9. The other thing I could have done is I could have just Chainer's Edict there. That's also a possibility. Alright, seems like the way you win this is kill his trackers. The Tireless Tribes, these guys? Yeah. I mean, what I may do here, end step, before he gets like an Augur or Bolus in play or anything, I may just fire off an Edict. And then next turn, I might go for Chainers. Just clear these out. Ooh, Inside Out. Okay. Just to draw a card? I mean, because we know about the Apostles' Blessing, I'm not gonna... Interesting. I'm not gonna... he still has access to the Apostles' Blessing here. So we could... Yeah, I mean, with 9 mana, it's tempting to just go Castigate into Chainers. There's the Augur of Bolus. So I could even see taking Augur and then just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Leave him with nothing. I mean, we still need to win this game. It's like we can. And again, that's where it's nice to have Talisman, as Talisman really enables us to flashback things like Chainer's Edict. I mean, Edict in these long, grindy, or if we can make the game long and grindy, that card is really amazing in this format, actually. Because, the reason you run that card is for the front side. You know, you really shouldn't see the flashback on that card all that often, but, I mean, you will on occasion. Let's get another Guardian going. Double that clock. But no, this is cool, Puddin'. I was looking at your list, sorry, in the background. Yeah, I mean, this seems solid. Nissa Vital Force. Oh, yeah. That seems sweet. Definitely seems very stocky. I like it. I like Languish a lot as well. Yeah, I like Languish because you get to keep your threats, some of your threats. Just kind of cool. Good synergy right there. And it kills most everything you need to in the format anyway. So, Whisper. We should win now. We should start to pull ahead. Pestilence. I should have castigated first, by the way. Just in retrospect. Should have done that first. This first. Okay. I like how we boarded. I don't think we changed a thing. Submit. Submit. Like, you still want Pestilence. Like, I don't think this deck ever cuts win conditions. All of my win conditions are 4 mana. I don't think you cut win conditions. Like, we just have to close, and I don't really feel all that confident about most of these spells. Again, you could make an argument for Disfigure, and maybe even Echoing Decay. It's just they usually are able to protect themselves from those spells. But I could certainly be wrong. They might certainly be correct to leave in some amount of them. Oh, this hand's much better this time. Wow. Okay. Much better. Let's put back... We need white for this Castigate. Let's put back a Swamp. We'll put back a Swamp. London Mulligan rule is just... Whew, we're going to be talking about that for years to come. Where was this? Why didn't we think to do this sooner? Magic is so much... There's so much less mana screw, I imagine, at least in opening hands now. Like, there's no... Unless you just really get dumpstered by, you know, how you shuffled or the Moto shuffler shuffles for you. I mean, I can't imagine that people ever have to keep questionable hands as much anymore. I'm sure it still happens. It's got to be a much lower percentage. I mean, it really changed the game. It really changes things. You hate the London Mulligan. I think if anything, it makes things really consistent, which is maybe not a good thing because variance is definitely something that made Magic a lot of fun. It's in the variance. I think there's a lot less feel bad for some of the newer players coming to the game. Is maybe one of the reasons why they did it. And trust me, if we're veterans of the game, Kamikaze, our initial feeling is going to be, no, we don't like it, right? Isn't that how we're supposed to feel, you and I? I'm actually going to lead on duress, so this plays around. Some of these builds have days, some don't. Just depends. Yes, right. And so there's certainly the potential. I for example, all my shadow lists now are greedier on lands because I know you can kind of get away with it. So I think that's one of the things we're gonna see is decks that want to be land light can be land lighter or get away with being as land light as they are. Ooh, brainstorm. But then we get to take whatever we want. So those decks that are light get to be lighter, if that makes sense. Like my Esper Shadow list used to be 18 land and now it's 17. So yeah, and that is in direct. Yeah, Leyline's better, combo's better. Blessing, Logic, Dispel. Well, we kind of just want to. So he could cycle and then play Tribe. Yeah, probably just take the Logic. Another reason to take Logic is I can just Edict here. He may lead on the Bearer, though. But now we just get to take the other. So it actually works out in the end. We just get to castigate the important spell. He is gushing. Okay. So Tribe, another gush. I mean, I'd probably still just take Tribe. All the way to the gush. If anything, I'd rather clean up this standard bear with a Pestilence. Did nothing really change for him on the surface? Yeah, I'd rather clean her up with a Pestilence. I mean, this could easily get countered or disenchanted. Now I need to be careful because if I Pestilence without Guardian in play, we lose the Pestilence. So I mean that would not be a good trade. I'd be trading 5 mana for 2 mana. That's awful, right? So we definitely want to make sure we get Guardian into play before we start activating this. Unless there's another creature in play, obviously then it's different. But yeah, I think the deck, and we talked about this the other day, the deck that it really truly warps the most. Actually, we can get away with Palace Sentinels, can't we? Maybe. The deck that it truly warps is Vintage Dredge, which I'm a little disappointed. The only thing that really disappoints me about that is I sometimes like to dabble in Vintage with you guys, and I do also like to watch occasionally the Vintage Super League when I have time, which I just lately just don't. But I like Vintage Super League when I have. I mean, sometimes I'll go back and just while I'm even at work, or lunchtime, listen to the Vintage Super League, and I'll skip between commercials and stuff. But treating that like a podcast essentially. Dizzy Spell, okay. Okay. I mean, the Palace Sentinels already did its damage. Oh, but he's just trying to get Monarch from me. That's why. That's a problem. That is indeed a problem. I'm going to need to get that back. So we can just bog here. Bog Plague Guardian. Bog first, because of, yeah. We're operating off of one single white source, which is nice. That's really unfortunate that he got Monarch. It's the thing about that. It's truly the thing about that. Do not like that we're letting him draw this many extra cards. But we have our combo. It's going to be, if he doesn't have Disenchant, it's very, very tough for our opponent's deck to win the game. Not impossible, but tough. Will be tough. Pestilence. We read the bones, right? We're going to get that back. It's mine. It's like we're playing Conspiracy right now, right? Monarch. Alright, Spell Bomb and a Talisman. We will bottom both. Edict. That's a solid draw. Duress didn't draw you when I guess I would have wanted to have drawn you. Well, really we want him to put a threat in play, and then we want to ideally, you know, before we spend any removal spell, we lead on this. So we want to wait till he puts a threat into play. Opponent has so very many cards. Whoa, my face is frozen. My face froze. I'm back. No, I'm not back. Okay, we're roboting. I'll fix it. Properties. It does this sometimes. I remember there were a couple nights where we had to change the... there we go. Done. Hey, we're back. I'm back. Brainstorm. Card's so good. Right? I mean, blue gets Brainstorm. What do we get? I get Duress. Right? It hardly seems fair. Don't get me wrong, like I like some of what this black-white deck gets at the lower CMCs, right? We get to play with some of the strongest one mana hate. You know, we got Fragmentize and this and that. I'd like to kill the Augur Bolus with the Pestilence itself. That's a lot of mana. But, ooh, Echoing Truth. We don't want you to have that. No, no, no. No. But again, I'd much rather, instead of going down a card, I'd rather kill Augur Bolus with the Pestilence next turn. It was a good face freeze. It was a good. I was making a good face when it did. Yeah. Good. I'm glad. Oh man, guys, I don't know if we're gonna be able to go to another game. It's when I was hoping to end the stream in 35 seconds. Is this only game 2? Shoot, man. I got 6 minutes to win a third game. Alright, we will take the Echoing Truth. I mean, I think we'll win. It's just, there we go. All right, so this is the first and last game of the night. Oh, this is game 3. Okay, thank goodness, because I have 6 minutes. And all for the better, because I have work in the morning, so. Hiya. Pestilence. Pestilence. This card is ridiculous in this format when you think about it. This card's very good. There's entire archetypes built around this synergy right here we're doing. Castigate. Let's remember to cast this first before we do any removing. I mean, I wish this deck... I thought, when I was looking at the deck, I thought it was going to have more interesting decisions to it. It's just very powerful, and I don't think it has all that many terribly important decision-making. I mean, yes, sequencing is going to matter with this, but it doesn't... After playing the deck a couple matches, it just seems like it's well positioned and powerful, but it doesn't really seem interesting. And we win. Like, it, you know, I just thought it was interesting for the sake of the fact that it was different. It was very different than what I'm used to seeing in Pauper. But underneath, what it really is just a ton of removal, hand hate, and then the very, very powerful end game of Pestilence plus Guardian. And that's cool. Happy to see any deck abuse Pestilence. Yeah, no, I mean, it's good. And I definitely understand why it's Sentinels and not the... There's another Monarch spell that exists. I mean, I've considered brewing just like a black-white Monarch list, but anyway. Or it's just like Sentinels and then the black one, the Rose. But how does that work? So if one of those have come into play and Monarch has happened... Okay, it still says you become the Monarch. So regardless of if the opponent has stolen it from us, we just play another... You become the Monarch creature, and we're the Monarch again. But anyway. It's a cool mechanic. Or nothing happens. Yes. Either we already had it and nothing happens, or now we have it. Yes. Or no one was Monarch, and now we're the Monarch. Yeah. But anyway, this is a cool little deck. I will screenshot it again. I want to make sure I give credit where credit is due. I believe the posts I put out on the Discord, Facebook, and Twitter page, yeah, they would have had their name stapled to it. So for the sake of I don't want it to glitch out again, there's their name right here. Amorous27 was the Moto user that I found the 75 from, off of MTG Goldfish. I tend to not like to do that, but sometimes I'll see something that I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that, or oh, that's really cool. I just like how creature light this deck is. Like, it's very much just, hey, we're trying to win with Pestilence. Maybe Evan Carr's Justice is another way to do it. You buy back this, it keeps dealing 2 and dealing 2 to all. Granted, it's a lot of mana to buy this thing back, right? You're looking at 7 mana to do that, but yeah, Justice gets played. This gets played in Blue-Black Teachings, this card. So, and it's harder for them. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to bring this in post-board, because post-board they're going to be bringing in like their disenchant effects to hit our Pestilences, but this is like a Pestilence-like effect that they have to either counter or take out of our hand. They can't answer it the same ways that they can the Pestilence. So maybe I'm supposed to bring that in a lot of the time. And I just haven't known to do that. Like, maybe I'm supposed to take out something else and bring this guy in. Certainly not as ubiquitous and as powerful as Pestilence. It also requires less to make it work. We don't have to have, a resilient creature in play, for example. But anyway, I could go on. Whew. I could go on, and I could go on talking about how I'm hoping that the charity goes off without a hitch. I just didn't have the time to stream long enough tonight, I think, for anything to happen there. Thank you so much again, Locoron, and I don't think we had any new follows tonight. I'm going to go ahead and search up another streamer to host. That was not the window I meant to pull up. Sorry about that, chat. But I hope you guys are having a nice Monday night. Back in the grind, back to work. Yes. Hope everything is good for you guys. This is a cool little deck though. It's like 37 tickets. It's super cheap. Anytime we play a cool format like Pauper, I think there's no reason to Neoform. That's cool. Oh no, but it's the Chancellor of the Tangle build. Ooh, Jarvis Yu is still on. He's playing. Oh wait, my teammate's on. I have decisions tonight. There's so many cool channels I want to take you guys to. There's no surprise why there's only a small crowd of us here tonight. So Sirius usually plays War Prison, but he's playing the Neoform Grizzle Shoal thing. So that's a cool deck if you wanted to go here. That's hard to type out. But it is a cool deck. I've considered dabbling in something like it, but it's this is the weird version of it. Again, I haven't played the deck enough to... Oh, wow, they're playing the mirror match. That's funny. But yeah, you're literally using the Allosaurus, and then you're using either Neoform or Eldritch Evolution, and his build is using Lightning Storm, for example. There are other builds that have used, like, Seismic Assault. Cool. So that's that. Jarvis Yu has been playing a Karn the Great Creator list for Legacy. I think this is really cool. Mentor and stuff. I'm just mentioning these to you guys. I'm still going to host my teammate. Evan's playing the new Esper control list, and I definitely would very much like to host my teammate. But I think those other streams were honorable mention. You're living in the future. It is Monday, right? It's Monday. Don't say it's not Monday. It's Monday. All right, I'll see you guys. I'm going to host over to Evan. Tell him I said hi. I'll see you guys on the next Brew Spy, the Magic Guy. I'm out. I'll see you. Yeah, you guys have a good night. All right, laters.